day. We don't need to wait for 2021. Let's come together and sort the problem now. And I think Zambia has got a huge problem of poverty. People, when I was coming yesterday from the Copper Belt, believe you me, there was a line of people carrying tunga venzogulisa unga pa Chisamba, kupitirira pa Protea, kupitirira paja pali up kupitirira paja pali chite where we the tour we do the tours on foot. Somebody walking 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers to go and buy miremi. This is criminal. Not today during this time. This should have been happening some time back, not now. This shows that these guys have completely failed to run this country. Give it to us. In 5 years, 10 years, everyone here will enjoy. Every Zambian will feel the goodness of being a Zambian.
Okay, let's move on to a discussion that I know you probably will relate with very dearly. As we also saw this week, government ceasing business with Prime TV. I mean, you've run a media house for a very long time. One of the pioneers as well as far as private media is concerned. We saw this happening in wake of them not wanting to spread awareness, as it was put, of the coronavirus without getting any money, Prime TV in this case. What do you think of that decision made by government, that statement that they put out?
Now, I will sound like a broken record every time I say, when you have got leadership which has got no integrity in the constitution, confusion, political confusion, and when I say temper the people with the people, it's the same what you have talked about. How can a minister literally announce that we have stopped doing business with an individual in a country? This is a disgrace. This is uncalled for. Mr. Shawa is an individual. You put him aside, call him, talk to him, advise him. Things don't work like that. Because the minister should act as a parent to all of us. I may have told these guys every now and then. I've told even President Chilungu, I've told the IBA and so on and so on. You guys, if any of the broadcaster who is a drop in your economy makes a mistake, call him, sit him down and talk to him. I brag that I know TV in this country more than anyone else. And I told President Lungu to say, we can do things like this. I sat with him 3 times. These are the things that can be done. But they believe in Chinese. They believe in all those people. Those people are coming from outside. They will not sort our problems. Never. They will just take and steal from us. Similarly, when Mr. Kambwiri was sitting there, Mr. Kambwiri was a minister there, Minister of Information and Broadcasting, when we were making digital migration. He made the same things, same mistakes. Now he has seen that the same mistakes are hitting him. You see what it is. That's why we're saying these guys who are coming from the government, Wakankari vaende kumunzi, Kaunda and Zokambati, go back to the land. Vaende kumunzi vakalime. Let the fresh minds take over. Similarly, this my friend, she's a very good friend of mine, Dora. She's making some mistakes. Next year when they are kicked out, she will be again on the line trying to condemn certain things, the same things that she's talking about. Believe you me, leave Mr. Shawa alone.
But is it? I mean, obviously he's the head of the institution, but I think it's the station altogether that's getting, the backlash of what's happening. And
well, this decision, the way we make decisions like here, Costa will be able to make a decision and to hit all of you, and then it will be Costa. Nevertheless, let me push back to Prime. You are right. It's a third party. It needs to be addressed as a third party on its own. But if the leadership of Prime has made a mistake, still Prime is a baby. Bring it forward, discuss with it. That what the minister said is wrong. They need to reverse it. You can't say, I will not do business. Actually, it's a lose-lose. The government loses, Prime also loses. You don't do things like that. A leader And a parent should always look at a win-win situation
Now,
with your
now
child.
is in your opinion, is Mr. Shaw well within his rights? I mean, the PF government, or rather the ministry itself, said they've got a budget for the corona fight, so which I would imagine includes sensitization. Is he well within his rights to ask for a little something for these awareness campaigns to run?
I think differently on that. I have been running TV for a long time. It's not everything that you do that is about money. You know, everybody in every institution, you must have time give back to the community. You see, this is in tandem with coronavirus, yeah? Let me say what I know about coronavirus right up now. Is this thing is hitting hard. I am coming from somewhere. Anyway, I'm already quarantined. It's almost 4 weeks now. So don't worry. So I saw what our friends are doing. You are just coming, just dropping down there. They will screen you. They will, if you are coming from China, already quarantined. They will screen your temperature, and wherever you are going, whether you go just to buy the protective stuff for the doctors. So surely, that's why I say let's join hands together. Let's use the money where it is really needed, like to provide oxygen places, provide beds. We don't have beds. Yesterday I was seeing the French people were saying they don't have enough beds. Now, if France doesn't have enough beds to put those people, and then what about us? And they are talking about only perhaps 2,000 or 3,000. What about us? Us, believe you, where we are now with this disease, let's not think about money. Let's think, start fighting with the government or what and what. No, let's come together and make sure we sort this problem together. That's when now you can come, guys, nashitako if. Can you help? Where we are right up now, lots of companies are going to go down. Hotels, they are off. I'm running, one of my businesses is a hotel. I was shocked that within this period, the hotels, they have lost money, is like 3 million. Kwacha is gone. All of the guys, they have cancelled everything, what and what. You know, it may perhaps it's a small thing, but what about all others? Lots of companies will go down. Can we not help? Can we not come together and help? Is it everything about money? No, guys. No, guys.
Still on the government making this decision, even just, for example, in a school environment, or even just in a home, when you see a child is constantly having these wrangles with their parent and whatnot, certain disciplinary measures get to be made, maybe out of frustration of what's been happening previously. Even just in the work environment, you see these things happening, maybe you get a warning and whatnot. Then now drastic measures begin to be implemented. Do you think this could be what's happening as far as Prime TV is concerned? Because I think it's been in the public what problems they've been having with the government, and now this is just probably out of frustration.
You know, the problem that we have, it's especially, I've seen it especially with the PF. I can sit here and boast that if we did not do a good job in 2011, PF wouldn't have been ruling today. They have gone, they have taken over their ruling, but they are looking at the media as something that is like private media, as something that is against them. Every time when they look at the private media, they look at a devil, at a thug, at somebody who's coming to shoot at you. It's wrong. It's wrong. We provide services. We provide goods and services which are very vital for the running of the country. They need to know that. Just imagine if you shut off all the private media, they will go back to where we are coming from. We can as well go back to as a bush people, bushmen. We are not the enemy, or perhaps not me, but the media is not the enemy of us politicians. What I've seen that a politician wants to love the media when they are not in the government. I will talk about Kamwiri. There is one of them who closed the movie TV. Kamgwiri was talking everything against the movie TV. But what it is now, he is running to those media where he came from. I don't have any, I don't owe anybody an apology. But let's call a spade a spade. There is no way Kalaba, Kamgwiri, they can be talking for the media today. When yesterday they were looking at the media as something which is a devil or something against them.
Well, they say in politics there are no permanent enemies. So perhaps we should.
That's what I call
the benefit of
no,
that.
no. That's what I call integrity and the principles. I think a proper leader must have integrity, must have principles. And I say that, and they'll tell you, Steve, why are you talking like that? Because you are a partisan to PF. I will never be a partisan to PF. If I wanted to be in PF, I would join. But I know where we are going to go. I know what this country needs. This country needs productivity, production of goods and services, and save the young people.
On a lighter note, as we get to wrap up, just as clarity's sake, for a long time now, when we watch your name scrolling at the other TV station, we'd see Stephen being spelled as Steven, and now we're seeing Stephen. Which one is which?
You know, when I was getting my registration card, they put PHE. So when you are going to vote, there will be PHE. Don't forget, it's Stephen Nyirenda.
All right.
Yes, Steve, which is my real name, the Joseph Kotiendi Fakepo official.
Thank you so much for coming through this morning and helping us give us your take on what's been happening.
Thank you.
All right, so we've been joined by the National Restoration Party President, Mr. Stephen Nyirenda, who's been giving his take on what's been making news this week. We still have more guests coming through and more conversations to be held on the Weekend Marathon. Stick around.
We're diving in deep this March, flexing our muscles to give you a great viewing experience.
Let's do this.
Put your big girl pants on and hold your own path.
This is the first check I've ever gotten.
How many people would kill to be a ground?
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Hostile conditions, huh? Brush it off. Stay connected to GoTV for shows that will get you pumped up. We're going all in this March. GoTV, live it, love it.
This is the taste of Africa.
Yoi, tunapiku na pome granati.
Let's go into a world of taste and wonder, where homegrown natural ingredients burst with the flavor of real buttery love. From the skilled bakers at Amazon comes a fabulous shortbread biscuit baked to absolute perfection. Chelsea Shortbread Biscuits, made with experience, the wonder and magic that goes into the making of perfect shortbread biscuit. So take a bite and enjoy Chelsea Shortbread Biscuits from Amazon. We bake them better.
Trade Kings, improving lives.
For those school lunches, for that much-needed break at the office, or just fruity milkiness of Shake and Sip Fruity Milk. Shake and Sip, when fresh meets fruity.
Trade Kings, improving lives.
Apple Max, the coolest apple in town.
Touching food before washing up diapers. This is tantamount to dangerous cooking after party. That's why Funko Sambila and a hygienic soap. Even the active silver technology. One better. Soap with technology. Of Sapapi.
Please, madam.
Go and hygienics and Kurukutaha right now.
You are under Samba in the laws of hygiene.
Hygienic soap is a powerful antibacterial soap with active silver technology.
Now to the Daily Nation. Vida, what's making news there?
Okay, in the Daily Nation, one story reads, UPND walkout is nonsense. Now, a little into that story is, it is nonsense for members of parliament to walk out of parliament in protest when a progressive bill like the Constitutional Amendment Bill is presented others. And this story continues on page 16 of the Daily Nation. Another story is, Zambia turns to Britain over ivory stockpile. So that story continues on page 3. So there's a picture story here that AFCON's project manager Sabrata Bandayo Padia explains to Minister of Local Government Charles Banda on the progress of the 95% done Makeni Bridge when Minister inspects Makeni Bridge along Kafua Road, which is under Lusaka decongestion project yesterday. So there's a picture there of the Minister of Local Government. A little into it, the Kenyan shilling has plunged to its lowest since 2011 as the South African rand takes a major hit from the coronavirus pandemic. Shilling exchanged at a record low of 109 shilling against the dollar, while the rand is at 17 rand per dollar. I think that's something that we've seen even with the kwacha. So more on that story on the shilling is on page 3 of the Daily Nation, and on the rand on page 4.
All right. I mean, obviously, COVID-19 is not just hitting humans, but also hitting economies, and we've seen our kwacha slide, even though it was sliding before the corona became a pandemic.
And so many stakeholders have come to it saying, probably it's just a cover up. There should be more factors involved. I think there's a certain stakeholder that came through. I've just forgotten the name of the institution, but I think it should have been one of these business analysts who was saying there's other factors, and the government needs to speak out more and give the real facts on the ground of what other factors are
debt
involved.
servicing being one of them, because one of the loans is due, and obviously withholding of foreign currency as well is contributing to the kwacha sliding. I mean, we can't run away from the fact that COVID-19 has really contributed massively to it. And just on that, in the Mass newspaper, this is Dr. Fred Membe saying, hope for the best and prepare for the worst over COVID-19. Brace yourselves for hard times. And obviously, the kwacha sliding is one of those effects. Here's a crazy thought. Just on COVID-19, if there's anybody from the Ministry of Health listening, as well as somebody from the ACC, those 48 houses don't have an owner. Why not turn them into a quarantine unit?
But last time I checked, didn't they announce the one as an owner?
They do?
They have an owner.
Huh.
There's an owner now.
Okay. Alright, so another headline, obviously butane. PF offered 6 million for butane passing votes. That's Choma Member of Parliament Cornelius Muitwa, who has revealed that the PF offered 6 million to pass a vote of butane. And Muitwa was responding to Lusaka Province Minister Bowman Lusambo, who challenged him to produce evidence that ministers bribed UPND members of Parliament for that vote. Excuse me.
We
Don't
saw
worry.
that being addressed by PMD president. Should I?
Where's the sanitizer, Peter?
Okay, so the other headline says SADC lawyers back Sangwa. Obviously, ongoing suspension of one state council, Sangwa, and SADC lawyers backing his reinstatement. I don't know whether this will happen, but yeah, remains to be seen. So that is the must newspaper in terms of headlines.
It's really been an interesting week, and we'll be looking at all things, stories from the week as well, especially from the health side. Very, very important that we get to consider nutrition and health as we get into the rest of the weekend, the rest of the days that we have. And we'll be having the CSO Sun country director, who is Matthews Moore, very, very soon to discuss these things and more during our feature plate. But in a few minutes, we'll be getting into our No Insurance segment brought to you by Madison General. And in fact, this morning, Patience Sangwa will be discussing the overview of Madison General and advice for clients on COVID-19 with Chabala Lumbwe, who is the managing director of Madison General Company Zambia Limited. I think very important that we get to spread awareness as much as we can in all forms. Whatever companies we work for, we need to spread awareness, and that is what Madison General is doing during our No Insurance segment. Stick around for that.
This could be you, or this could be you. Even though there are hundreds of road accidents every day, we have driven you with confidence, ensuring you reach your destination safely. From motor to home and property insurance, take up a Madison General Insurance policy today and secure your tomorrow. Madison General Insurance, safeguarding and giving you peace of mind since 1992. MGen. It's worth it.
Hello and welcome to No Insurance, brought to you by Madison General Insurance Company Zambia Limited, MGen. MGen has been providing you peace of mind, mitigating calamities since 1992. Today on the show, we are excited to have Mr. Chabala Lumbwe, who is our managing director here at Madison General, joining us in the studio. MD, welcome to the show.
Patience, I'm always delighted to have an opportunity to speak to the insuring public and also to engage with yourself. Yeah.
MD, share with us some insight about Madison General in general.
Thanks, Patience. And again, just to give a brief background, Madison General has been in business since 1992. Way back in 1992, I don't know where you were, but we started business in 1992, and I remember one of our first clients were a company called Ajib. Ajib are no longer in the market, but you can see where we started from, and we've grown from one branch in Lusaka to branch offices across almost all the provincial centers, and even in terms of size, we've grown in terms of numbers of staff and also in terms of volume of business. We are now writing gross written premium of almost 300 million kwacha.
Now, ever since Madison started back in 1992, there's been 4 other sister companies that have been established. Kindly share with us the structure and governance of Madison General Insurance Company Zambia Limited.
Patience, Madison General Insurance Company is a subsidiary of Madison Financial Services PLC. And obviously Madison Financial Services PLC has other interest or subsidiaries which include Madison Life Insurance Company, Madison Asset Management Company, and Madison Finance Company. But for us, as Madison General Insurance Company, we are predominantly the general insurance arm, and we are regulated by the Pensions and Insurance Authority. And in terms of governance, we have our own board, currently chaired by Mr. Evans Chividiti. And then we've got a management structure, and the board obviously has oversight of what we do. And apart from executive management, then we've got the staff.
Now, when it comes to products and services, MGen was recently awarded the Best Online Insurance Provider under the Zambia Economics and Finance Awards. Tell us how Madison General has invested in ICTs and technology.
Yeah, Patience, you know, no man is an island, an entire of self. We live in a developing world and in a computer era. Everywhere you are now, everybody is transacting business on the electronic platform. And for us in the insurance industry, it's not alien, because you see, we traverse our risks across the entire world spectrum. I'll get a risk from here. I'll have to share it with somebody, to your client. So to meet the requirements of today. So we had to go out. How does one access this, the product can access it? Even with the mobile app, for instance, where you can transact and buy insurance. That's where the world is going, and we just need to keep up with those changes and developments.
Now, with the world navigating the uncertainty around COVID-19, how prepared is Madison General when it comes to keeping its staff and clients safe, as well as keeping the business going?
Maybe before we even go to that, it's important just to indicate that the insurance industry worldwide is discussing what this impact would have on the insurance products that we are selling. Obviously, there's a big debate going on, especially for those that have business interruption insurance policies. Will this impact on the business and those who are writing health products? So you can see it has created a lot of issues for us as underwriters. And some people are saying, could this be covered, etc. To us as an organization, we're very cognizant of the impact that this would do, not only to us, but also to the people that we do business with. And like any good corporate citizen, first of all, what we've done is to create a policy position internally to educate and create the awareness to all our members of staff. What is coronavirus? How do we manage coronavirus in case we come into contact with it, whether at the workplace or whether you're out in public or whether you're at home? It's very, very important that we create that awareness, and also to try and encourage our staff and even the people who supply business with us. From now on, can we, instead of engaging on a face-to-face, maybe let's use other platforms. We can use the phone, we can use the email, or we can work offline. Unless if you want to buy insurance Patience and you think, oh, Chavala is the best person, you still want to come and see me. Unfortunately, that's how insurance operates. But we need to be conscious, and reduce that physical interaction. And we also want to encourage our clients to now take advantage of our online platform to access our service. That is why, you see, I told you, Patience, we had to be prepared for the future. If we had remained with MSoft, we wouldn't be in a position to be able to provide a service to our clients online, and at their convenience. That is what we are doing. But we're also encouraging high level of hygiene. We've gone around, I think all our branch offices, we are providing sanitizers, encourage people to wash their hands. We've stopped locking our doors, we're keeping the doors open, so that people can walk in and out. And we're taking all those measures. And we're also reviewing whether we should have everybody on the premises or some people can work at home. We are looking at all those possibilities.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, MD, thank you so much for that explanation. What is your message to the viewers at home?
Patience, my last thoughts to the viewers and the people at home and those who have a different perception on insurance. I'd like to encourage people to take a positive interest in understanding what insurance is all about. Why am I saying this? We are faced with uncertainties in life, and we cannot predict what tomorrow will bring. And if you are not prepared for those, the repercussions or impact either in your life, in your business, or in your social settings, it can be catastrophic or disastrous. Like we were discussing earlier, if you look at the impact of coronavirus on people's lives, if you don't have adequate medical facilities or medical insurance, what happens? Fatalities that happen on the road, if you don't have an adequate funeral cover, how do you mitigate those? And recently, with the rainy season, we saw flooding happening in various areas of the country. And certain, if you look at residential houses, we did see residential houses being flooded. Some of them actually collapsing. Now you can imagine, do you put resources aside to meet that cost when you could use those resources to productive use? Insurance comes in to mitigate those calamities, and it's important that we take an interest and start buying insurance. At Madison, we've got the expertise. It's our business. Come and talk to us, and we'll structure products that are relevant to your needs.
All right. Thank you so much, MD. There you have it. We have been talking to Mr. Chavala Lumbwe, who is our Managing Director here at MGen. Remember to download the MGen online mobile app and get to buy your car and property insurance with a click of a button. We are on social media. I would like to encourage you to like the Facebook page. That is Madison General Insurance Company Zambia Limited. Like the page, send us a message if you have any questions or queries. Our team will be online and ready to get in touch with you. That's goodbye for now from us in the studio.
This could be you, or this could be you. Even though there are hundreds of road accidents every day, we have driven you with confidence, ensuring you reach your destination safely. From motor to home and property insurance, take up a Madison General Insurance policy today and secure your tomorrow. Madison General Insurance, safeguarding and giving you peace of mind since 1992. MGen. It's worth it.
Let's go into a world of taste and wonder, where homegrown natural ingredients burst with the flavor of real buttery love. From the skilled bakers at Amazon comes a fabulous shortbread biscuit baked to absolute perfection. Chelsea shortbread biscuits, made with real butter for that superb melt-in-your-mouth experience. Once you take a bite of Chelsea shortbread biscuits, you will experience the wonder and magic that goes into the making of perfect shortbread biscuit. So take a bite and enjoy Chelsea shortbread biscuits from Amazon. We bake them better.
Drink Kings, improving lives.
Hey kids! Mommy, did you get them? Sweetheart, of course I did. Come on, let's wrap it up nicely before Grandpa gets here.
Grandpa, we have a gift for you.
What is it, my dear?
It's brown.
Brown. It's crunchy and it has your favorite oat. Delicious.
I like it already.
Open it, Grandpa.
Choc Melts, my favorite.
Introducing Chelsea Choc Melts, the delicious melt-in-your-mouth chocolate cream oat biscuits from Chelsea.
Welcome back to the Weekend Marathon. This is the breakfast show where current affairs meet entertainment. Now, moving on with the show, we get into our feature plate. Now, on the show right now, we have Matthew Muru, who is CSO San, a country coordinator, joining us in the studio. Welcome to the show, Mr. Muru.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here this morning.
Great. Now, as we talk nutrition, we would like for us to start the conversation from here. Now, as an organization, you're calling on the Vice President's office to host National Food and Nutrition and not the Ministry of Health, where it has always been. Why is that decision being made?
Thank you very much for that. Probably I can just give a short background to this. So just earlier this week, a number of organizations, including government departments, were appearing before the Health Committee in Parliament just to comment on the Food and Nutrition Bill that was approved by Cabinet and it was sent to Parliament. So just looking at the whole placement of the National Food and Nutrition Commission, it's still placed under the Ministry of Health. For, I think, since just inception, the Ministry of Health has been hosting the National Food and Nutrition Commission, which a number of stakeholders and a number of reports that have actually been produced would indicate that, you know, just the National Food and Nutrition Commission's capacity to provide guidance and to play the coordinating role in the food and nutrition space is very limited under the Ministry of Health, because how can, you know, a commission sitting under a ministry then provide guidance to another ministry, like to the Ministry of Agriculture? Then, you know, you'd realize that you compromise their mission. So CSO San has commented, and we have actually advised the Vice President's office to take it up so that, you know, the commission can have some more authority to, you know, just work with the different sectors to end malnutrition in all its forms. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit tricky now to have the commission as it is in the Ministry of Health, when they also need to be, you know, guided and held accountable if they're not really doing what they have to do.
Okay. Now, obviously, there has been pitfalls, and it can all be bad with this particular commission still sitting under the Ministry of Health. Uh-huh. But with the proposed move, how exactly will things, or how would you like to see things improve? Citing specific examples on where we are and where we would go, should this move be done?
So thank you for that question. So actually, even in Parliament, the discussions are around, you know, there has been some creation of a high-level committee which involves the PS from the Vice President's office and the PS from Cabinet office and all these other PSs that, you know, are managing the other government ministries. And the parliamentarians are asking whether that is enough to see a lot of change that we have been calling for, of which we have given them feedback to say, look, this high-level committee has existed for the past 3 years, and we have not seen the change that we would need to see. And just the fact that, you know, now nutrition is no longer seen as a health issue. Nutrition is a multi-sectoral issue. If you look at just the contributions, or even just the documentations that have been released, including the Lancet, you would notice that health only contributes 20% when it comes to nutrition. So agriculture, if you're not getting nutritious foods, then, you know, you're missing the point. Education. If your literacy levels and people are not really getting the information, then you're missing the point. Look at Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, amidst, you know, the economic challenges that they've gone through, they're doing so well compared to Zambia when it comes to just the nutrition rates. simply because, you know, the literacy levels in Zimbabwe are so high. So despite the challenges, they're doing so much better. So you look at community development and just the social protection. All of those issues have a role to play when it comes to nutrition. So what we're actually calling for is that we want to capacitate the National Food and Nutrition Commission by placing it under the under the Vice President's office. In its state, if its nutrition is seen from the health angle, and you have the Ministry of Health having so much control of just the nutrition programming, then even in cases where, you know, the country is faced with food insecurity, you have a commission that will be silent. They're not really speaking to those challenges. So very good example is just last year when Zambia, the farming season that we did not see, you know, meaningful food production, and the number of places, you know, we had food insecurity affecting about 2.3 million people in the country. You know, look at the relief food that government was giving. It was just mealie meal and just the maize in the different parts of the country. So you go back to government and say, look, why are you giving maize to somebody who has no food at all? Then aren't you creating a problem? And already from our findings in places like Wembe, where we find people, you know, getting tamarind fires that they would have and mixing it with that and giving their families. So already that compromises, you know, their health, because they don't know the effects of the ash. They don't know whether the trees that they used to get that ash was poisonous or it would have other effects. They don't know just how acidic the tamarind would be, and especially to the younger children. So if at all you had a commission that sits at the Vice President's office, then they can also guide the disaster management unit that, look, as we take such ventures, we need to have a package that would help us respond better to crisis. Now you're talking of COVID. When we get to a point where Zambia, you know, they also, you know, ask the public to be indoors, like we have seen in other countries, like where you have to be indoors, you don't work from home, and don't come out, so that we can contain this situation. If at all the commission is not given enough authority to discuss at high level with other departments such as the disaster management unit, it will be hard. In 5 years, the country saw significant reduction in the high rates of malnutrition, simply because the president's mother had some diet-related complications. So he really placed, you know, just the food and nutrition security of his country, you know, at a high level, and they looked at it as an important element. So we will not see that.
Now, with what you're saying, are you saying that the heads of the National Food and Nutrition Commission, they don't exactly have enough knowledge on nutrition?
They have knowledge. The limiting factor is the fact that, you know, you are housed by health, and you are controlled by the Ministry of Health. So even when it comes to budgeting and all these other things, you are depending on the Ministry of Health. I can give you one serious anomaly that should not be the case. Like just from January to date, the Commission has not received their grants. So just imagine how are they going to operate? How are they going to go to every part of the country that is faced with food insecurity, food and nutrition insecurity? How are they going to respond to the COVID crisis? How do they come in to really deal with this issue in its current state? So it means that the failures of the health sector, because now we've seen priority in the health sector now is just dealing with the COVID issue. Yeah. Then how do they function? How does the nutrition space function? How do they provide support to the relevant and the key ministries in the government? So this has been a challenge. Even just last year, I think CSO San would come out and just advise the Ministry of Health to say, look, give grants to the Commission. Mm-hmm. We are faced with food insecurity, and they cannot really operate and function in the right manner if you're not funding them. So we believe that if we elevate the Commission to a level of a Vice President, then we would see meaningful just implementation of high impact interventions will happen, and just significant reduction in the high rates of malnutrition is likely to happen, just like other countries have done it. So coordination is really key. nutrition is not a health issue alone, but nutrition is a multi-sectoral challenge. How do you provide guidance, or how do you work with other ministries such as water and sanitation, livestock, agriculture, social protection, education, and all these other ministries, if you are considered to be, sitting under a ministry and you're just a small section or a small segment of that particular ministry?
Now, would you say that the approach so far with regards to nutrition and that this particular wing or unit, as it were, is, by the way, sort of being treated like that in terms of the level of seriousness that it deserves?
Correct. You're right. So, funny enough, Zambia, we have what it takes to address the challenges of malnutrition. We have very good documentation. We have all these plans, including the guidance that has gone to the different sectors on how you're supposed to budget, what does it mean, like what is your contribution to reducing malnutrition. But at the end of the day, when it comes to implementation, you would actually get frustrated, especially for us as civil society who've been providing evidence and just working with government, and also having to step into the accountability, like holding government accountable for what they're supposed to do. And the cases of death, by the way, I should have mentioned that over 35% of all the deaths, child-related deaths, would come from malnutrition. So just imagine all the numbers of death cases that we see as a country being as a result of something serious that is not being treated with the seriousness that it deserves. So, having all these discussions at high level, convincing, top leaders, including the vice presidents and other ministers, it's a pity that nutrition still, is not getting the priority that it deserves. And by the way, what people don't realize is that if you have stunting rates as high as 35%, what that simply means is that you have 35% of the population that has weakened immune systems, and they'll be seeking medical services over and over again. So these are people that will put pressure on the health sector because they'll be sick time and again, they'll be seeking medical services time and again. You have 35% of the population whose brains have not fully developed. So when it comes to education, these are people that would back in the days, you would have people that would not really learn at a capacity that
Group C.
Group C, yes. You have 35% of the population being Group C. And they'll add pressure again on the education sector because maybe they'll repeat more times and they need more attention, but still they won't make it because their brain development has not fully and adequately reached its potential. And then thirdly, you have 35% of the population that would not be of economic benefit to the country, even at household level. So all of these challenges are not just affecting the health sector, they're affecting the education sector, they're affecting the economic development of the country. So a good example, look at the parts of the country that have been hit so bad by the cases of malnutrition. You'd realize that these are parts of the country that are also very underdeveloped. Look at Luapula, look at the northern province, look at the western province. So these are provinces that are not also doing well. But if we could change this picture, even just the economic development of the country would totally change. So we would want priority to be given to just food and nutrition security, and we would see meaningful change.
Okay. Now, what would be your comments on the bill that Cabinet approved for Parliament on the 17th of February, that's this year, looking at children with disability and those without family care?
So great. So actually, the same bill that you're talking about is what we meant, that we gave comments to. So already some of the weaknesses in the food and nutrition bill, you realize that when you look at vulnerability, for example, it talks of children that are under 5, talks of adolescent girls because teenage pregnancy is quite high in Zambia, and also just the adolescence period is considered to be the second window of opportunity, because if you don't get nutrition right during that stage, then you're missing the point. What they call the intergenerational cycle of malnutrition will keep happening. So if an adolescent girl or a woman is malnourished, when they grow up, they are likely to give birth to children with low birth weights, and that cycle continues.
Yeah.
Like, the challenge would continue over and over again.
Yeah.
But and older, it also addresses the older people being also put in the vulnerability stage because they also have nutritional needs, more nutritional needs compared to the other age groups. And people maybe living with HIV because they need nutritional supplements so that the drugs can work and have a stronger immune system. But the biggest problem that we saw in the bill is that vulnerability would have expected it to also extend to children living with disability, especially the ones that have feeding complications. So there are certain children who have certain disabilities that make it hard for them to consume food in a normal way like other children. So you find that these are people that can even be older, but they have to be fed. Most families would choose easy to feed foods, such as porridges and the like, but in the process, you are actually not really taking care of the nutritional needs of those particular children. So we would have loved vulnerability to extend to some of these groups. And we also have children that are living without family care. I think the number of street kids in Zambia is also on the rise. If you go to Kafiwe Road, you see all these kids, you see the girls even getting pregnant,
They start families there.
They start families there. And also, even in certain communities, the children will not really be like street kids, but they'll be living without any parental care or without older people. Like one such community is Bauleni. So Bauleni has quite a lot of cases of children that are taking care of themselves. So, and teenage pregnancy is very high in those areas. So, with such situations, we would also want the bill to address, all of these populations so that, it's quite adequate. So, as long as we're missing the point and we're not really identifying certain groups, it will be hard for us to respond in a holistic manner and taking care of, or leaving nobody behind, because the aim of all of these interventions is to ensure that by 2030, all forms of malnutrition are eliminated by all the countries that are taking such actions.
All right. This has been the feature plate, and our guest this morning has been Matthew Muhuru, who is the country coordinator for the Civil Society Scaling Up Nutrition, or simply CSO-SUN. Do remember to get interactive with us. The Weekend Marathon still goes on. The SMS line is on your screen, as well as live on Facebook. We'll take a break, and on the other side, the Weekend Marathon continues.
If you have the courage of the lion, then it's time to break your limits and set new ones. If you have the determination to concede defeat, then it's time to change your tactics. For you to change your tactics. For you to be vigorous, sharp, and unstoppable. You need the ultimate arsenal to see you through the battle, to surpass any previous limitations, to conquer all obstacles, one by one. Your mission: victory at all costs. Combat Energy Drink. Energy to conquer. Trade Kings, improving lives.
We're diving in deep this March, flexing our muscles to give you a great viewing experience.
Let's do this.
Put your big girl pants on and forge your own path.
This is the first check I've ever gotten.
How many people would kill to be around?
It's not all cracked up to me.
Hostile conditions, huh? Brush it off. Stay connected to GoTV for shows that will get you pumped up. We're going all in this March. GoTV. Live it. Love it.
Just a man, fuck up on my team, number one. Nothing is impossible for you under the sun. Make way for you, do what you do, and master the power that you got. Kung Fu, kala siliasi. Onse tiembekeza iwe utipurumuse. Olo mapresha ya tipeze ya tizinguruse. Titetekera iwe ungapange kwa masamu. Tirangize ku show me power, show me Kung Fu. And that's why I can see your power deep inside. If you really wanna do it, you know you can fly. No excuse, no apologies, do you? Show me what you got, unleash your power, Kung Fu.
Trade Kings, improving lives.
Hey kids!
Mommy, did you get them?
Sweetheart, of course I did. Come on, let's wrap it up nicely before Grandpa gets here.
You feeding me.
Grandpa, we have a gift for you.
What is it, my dear?
It's brown.
Brown.
It's crunchy. And it has a favorite. Oh, delicious.
I like it already.
Open it, Grandpa.
Choc Mills, my favorite.
Introducing Chelsea Choc Melts, the delicious melt-in-your-mouth chocolate cream oat biscuits from Chelsea.
Keep yourself updated every Tuesday on Casabet's Sport Update. The latest sports stories. Winning big with Casabet. Fixtures, results, news on the go, and so much more. Catch us every Tuesday at 21 hours only on Diamond TV. Diamond TV. Television reinvented. Trophy changer.
Fruits are disappearing everywhere, and reports reaching us indicate that there's a sudden shortage of fruits on the shelves, markets, and on the streets.
Mangoes, pineapples, bananas, guavas, and other fruits have left the shelves here. We don't know what's going on.
Tinasakira mafruit, tinasakira yanaenda mafruit kulipe. Kulichapa kandoro. Mayenza kulichapa kandoro.
We refuse to give up on this problem. We are going to find the solution.
Dance to the sunrise, happiness and love aboard. Here we find paradise, from Cancer to Capricorn. Pick your flavor, fresh and healthy. Tropics is the juice you can savor.
All fruits yearn to become tropics. Introducing Tropics Fruit Juice Blend, a paradise of fruity freshness. Trade Kings, improving lives.
Chelsea cookies, delicious cookies, the secret recipe to happiness. A little bit of chocolate for moments you won't forget to make your masterpiece of tastiness. A little bit of butter makes life better for memories to bring you happiness. And for you, Mr. Healthy, I have something nice and OT to keep you going nice and strong. Chelsea cookies, delicious cookies, baking delicious memories. Chelsea cookies, tasty cookies, baking delicious memories.
Trade Kings, improving lives.
You might think that being a mom means a lifetime of chores, not getting enough quality time with the fam. Well, not anymore. Using Boom Sparkle Plus with the new Triple Power formula, dishwashing is now a joy. Just take a look around. No more pilots of dirty dishes for days. Just one drop takes care of everything.
Just one drop of Boom Sparkle Plus with Triple Power formula takes care of everything. One bottle of Boom Sparkle Plus will shine 1,000 dishes.
And just when you thought that it couldn't get any better, the added lemon and aloe vera leaves my hands softer and smelling fresher than ever before. Once a chore, but now a joy, leaving me with more time to do the things that matter.
Enriched with lemon and aloe vera. Now that's 1,000 reasons to choose Boom Sparkle Plus. Trade Kings, improving lives.
Welcome back to watching the Weekend Marathon. We get to the last bit of the show. Thank you so much for sticking around and being a part of the show, whether it's via the live stream on Facebook or it's via the GoTV, DSTV, Topstar, Movie TV Bouquet platforms, and also the applications that are on, such as Bingotainment, DSTV Now as well, StarTimes being among them. And speaking of that, some people are catching us, not sure where, but I think it should be Facebook Live platform.
Yeah.
Just received a message from one of our colleagues about how we are sitting.
Yeah, and now we're not doing it anymore because we were called out.
No, but I did deliberately. The thing is, just right before coming through, when we're having the countdown, I was like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wait, because of that, let's try to do this. Somebody's asking, what's with Diamond TV presenters and sitting like this?
That's in qualification. But we're doing subconsciously. Like, we don't even know.
To be on the CV, I can do it well.
Yeah? You know, why? Is there a particular reason why?
I enjoy sitting this way. I was told it's a lady should cross her legs when she sits. You can't sit like this. Though somebody said sitting like this is manly. Someone told me that last week.
Oh yes, last week.
I don't even know how.
The patriarchy of some people.
That's the thing.
I tell that let woman stop sitting like
Chimweka. Crossing legs is sitting like Chimweka. On the shows you see me sitting, every single time I'm sitting, I'll be like this.
Okay, I think I'm breaking the sequence.
No,
I'm breaking the sequence.
I'll sit like Chimweka. That's what I'm going to do right now.
And I'm sitting like Vida.
But anyway, as we continue the lighter notes, it's not been very, apart from the coronavirus and all the different issues that we've been facing during the week, some things have come through on a lighter note. But still on the coronavirus, one of the measures that came through is do not shake hands. That's one of the preventive measures. Do not shake hands, whatever you do. And the Minister of Health came out and did the opposite as we had have a look in this particular picture. See the donation and
shakes the hand.
You know, it's hard to get rid of certain habits. We're used. We greet people, we shake each other's hands when we give something to someone. We do it as it's something that's been happening with us for the longest time. We can't just stop it.
Or maybe you just can't trust the politician to keep his promise.
Is that what I'm turning this into right now? I know what's so sad is I feel sorry for having funerals during this time. I mean, culture out again, because last weekend I attended a family lunch gathering. You know, for me it was understandable because I'm also quite elderly. Would joke, oh, okay, let's do the elbow, let's do the. Would joke, but among themselves, they're still shaking hands and greeting each other like that.
It's a culture thing. It's gonna take a bit of time for people to totally stop doing it, because I mean it's a culture thing. It's what we do. Even where I come from, Bemba, we say that. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit difficult, honestly.
It is difficult. And yesterday I found myself, you know how when you're chatting with people and you have such a better you just, yay! That was happening all the time. And we would find ourselves, oh, Corona, no, we don't. It's going to be a little hard, but we need to give it. I think in a few days we should get used to it.
Yeah, but I love how the Minister of Health himself, during one of the press briefings, he he spoke about it. And
even when you're receiving money, please do not shake. I got that.
Exactly.
I got that.
And actually, I met him yesterday. He came through for an interview on Phoenix during my show. And hey, we at least didn't go on with the old culture. We managed to go the new way of greeting. And yeah, as you can see also from those pictures. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool of him doing it. I know the mayor has been practicing that for a while now.
But the mayor doesn't let any challenge go without participating.
Yeah, he's in trend.
Yeah, the mayor is.
He's one of the first people to get to it. Like, okay, there's a challenge. The mayor needs to get on it.
Yeah,
always does.
But moving on though, still on the coronavirus, some people are still staying away from work, like we mentioned earlier on the show. We're not sure if you are one of them. But the story of a maid, yes, Vida?
Okay, so this one is a story that was trending online. So this person had written that our maid informed us that she will be working from home. She will email us instructions on how to clean the house, cook, prepare kids for school, and wash and iron clothes.
Working remotely.
Working remotely.
Then how would you feel if yours told you that?
Well, I really don't know, eh?
First of all, is she coming back? Does she still have a job after everything is done?
Woo! No, I don't think so.
Yeah?
Because, I mean, it's a controlled environment. There's like, 2-3 people in the house. And I don't think we've reached exposure numbers that we need to have people say. But I've actually been thinking about it. I think I'm going to give my maid give her 2 weeks off, so just until this thing blows over. But I mean, I don't think confirmed cases at least we have those numbers that will necessitate such type of moves. So yeah, for me, it should be down.
So I think it's one decision that most homes should make.
Yeah.
If you're going to be asked at your workplace to stay at home and work from home,
yeah.
I think even the maid should be given time to just stay with her family.
With
you don't
pay.
know whether
with pay.
With pay. Yeah,
that's
because you don't know
with
where
pay.
they go to also.
How many people they go through just to get you home?
Yes.
I definitely serve a lot of businesses out there, especially the bars and the restaurants. I mean, it's going to be a very difficult time for them in terms of business and finances altogether. And they still have to pay their workers
You have to pay
at the
their
end of the
workers,
day,
yeah.
despite them having very low numbers of people.
And obviously, we've seen in countries like America where the Federal Reserve has almost totally dropped interest rates. I'm not so sure whether we have the capacity to do that here, because I mean that's a move that has a trickle down effect. People can now get like overdrafts from the bank or short term loans, at least just to cover this period that a lot of businesses are definitely going to be incapacitated.
I certainly hope you are taking all the precautionary measures to avoid contacting the coronavirus. It's mostly shared through contact with people, and also services that somebody who has or is a carrier of the virus might have been exposed to. So one place it cannot be shared, though, is WhatsApp. Although on WhatsApp, something else can be shared. Yes, Daddy?
Oh, yes. A naked wife presses the wrong button. Now, a wife of a soldier in Ndola has been arrested for posting on a WhatsApp group a video in which she was fondling herself. Now, Mubanga Changa, 39, has said that the video was accidentally sent to the WhatsApp group as it was meant for her husband, who is on a peacekeeping mission. Now, this story is courtesy of the Zambia Daily Mail. So, nude video gone wrong.
Nude video gone wrong. But I with her explanation, I understand, because there's a friend of mine who once sent a picture to the wrong group. So you can press the wrong button. You can press the wrong button. It happens sometimes.
Well, Danny, you've sent wrong messages in the Diamond TV group before.
TV group.
Yeah, that was just. I remember. That message was meant for my football team. Relax.
So Oshok, like, what is this guy saying in this group now?
You know, the thing is, I was using WhatsApp Web on my laptop, so I had obviously chats open, and in my mind, I was seeing that particular group. And in my mind, I was typing to that particular group, but it turns out I was actually sending.
So this is going to be possible.
I think this is a genuine mistake. Most of us have made this mistake. Send the message to the wrong group.
You know, the thing is,
I've
never gone through that before.
Sending a wrong message?
I've never sent a wrong message to the wrong person.
Have you ever
to whatever,
updated? Have you ever sent to your WhatsApp story something that's supposed to be private?
No,
never done that
that's
either.
never happened to me.
Ooh, even I've done that. Turn off data.
I've never. The worst
I've
I've done.
done that mispew once. I'm like, bro. Like, oh, sorry. She phone chan you. I mispew.
I've personally never gone through that before. But anyway, we hope you've not gone through that before. And you are very, very careful as far as that is concerned. And on that note, we come to this edition of the Weekend Marathon. Thank you for social distancing. If you're going to be home, keep watching Home Step Pop Culture.
Let's go into a world of taste and wonder, where homegrown natural ingredients burst with the flavor of real buttery love. From the skilled bakers at Amazon comes a fabulous shortbread biscuit baked to absolute perfection. Chelsea Shortbread Biscuits, made with real butter for that superb melt-in-your-mouth experience. Once you take a bite of Chelsea Shortbread Biscuits, you will experience the wonder and magic that goes into the making of perfect shortbread biscuit. So take a bite and enjoy Chelsea Shortbread Biscuits from Amazon. We bake them better.
Drink Kings, improving lives.
Like a mother's love, Tasty High Juicy is made from high-quality fruits. Start your day with Tasty. For that full breakfast, you can never go wrong with Tasty High Juicy. Treat your child to the lovely benefits of Tasty High Juicy. Tasty comes in different flavors. Manufactured by Revin Zambia Limited. For details, contact Revin Zambia Limited on +260 972 211 113. Email us on info@revinzambia.com or visit www.revinsarl.com.
We love to wash, wash, wash. Looking so good. We love to wash, wash, wash. Smelling so fresh. We love to wash, wash, wash. With bullet washing.
Oh yes, that's right. We all love to wash our laundry to make it look clean and smell fresh. That's why, with Bullet Washing Powder's new improved formula, you can remove the most stubborn dirt and toughest stains, leaving your laundry clean and smelling oh so fresh.
Smelling so fresh. Love to wash, wash, wash. With Bullet Washing Powder.